Hey everybody, this is Christine and welcome to my garden. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Haven't done a video in a while, so I thought I would do some garden tours. So if you're interested in that, join me and you'll hear about some successes and some failures and some experiments, and at the same time I'm looking forward to looking at your gardens and your progress too. So anyway, let's hit it. So as you can see here, I am in my backyard. This is our Taijo / exercise area. I'm going to back up just a little bit. You can actually see the back corner here. And there you go. That's some of our striking posts, our Makawara boards, all this stuff. So anyway, let's start over here. And so this plant here is Japanese knotweed. Now this is an invasive species. It depends on where you are, but in Michigan here it is. We're in growing area, let's see, I think it's a 5B or 6A, I don't know. We're right at the lip of Detroit, so that's kind of where we are. So anyway, you can see this is a bamboo type plant. So as the legend goes, these grow around volcanic areas in Japan, and through the air currents, that's how this plant is distributed. So anyway, as you can see here, it's kind of crossing the border, so I'm going to have to take some of these out. So basically, we haven't had too much problem with spread. If they become a problem, we just pull them out, although you don't want to burn them or anything like that, because and we're just living with these now, so we're working with them, and like in the fall they'll have like flowers and stuff, so we won't let them go to flower or seed or anything like that. So yeah, so that's that. And let's see, and that little area right there, that is where my husband likes to shoot off like airsoft, and those are his targets back there. Let's see, and I'm not sure if you guys are interested in all the plants, but I believe this is called Vincia major. That's an offspring from my very first garden, probably in like '94. So that's a line that's that old over there. We have some pots. I had extra plants, so they're not doing very good. These are radishes, and I'll think of what else is in there. So anyway, and let's see, some more of those plants from that very first garden that I had. So my aunt contributed some irises, so that's what those are there. And my in-laws, they didn't want their ferns, so we said sure, we'll take them. So we have some ferns back here. So I meant to put some rocks and stuff in the middle of that, but so we're just doing a work in progress here. Some cleanup right there. So there's some more extra plants. Oh, beets and radishes. That's what's in that other one, because that's what's in there too. My husband has his own gym here. Okay, so I just walked a few feet here. So we do have a little hammock swing here. So let me push this out of the way. Some of these are lilies. So when I bought the house, these were already established here, but I just moved some of them around. Oh, okay. And then you can actually see there's sunlight over here, but it usually is a shaded garden. So we have two types of spinach, and I'm not sure if it's just not getting enough sun or if the weather has just been crazy up here. But as you can see, this spinach is already bolting and going into seed. So I'm not quite sure what to do. Maybe I'll clip that and harvest the seeds when they get mature, and then just resprout this area, or I can move them. So anyway, and more lilies, and it's going around. Here's the corner of our yard. I have some, this is a memorial garden here. So I have a bird bath, and we have a really good community of birds. it's mostly black-caped chickadees and robins. So so it's really interesting and fun to watch them. So they do have their little rivalries and stuff, but they are all on the same page when the blue jays come, and especially when my cat comes out. So anyway, let's go into the main vegetable and fruit garden here. Okay, so I'll just do a quick little zoom out there. So that is our strawberry patch. We have June bearing strawberries, and so here is one of my new failures. So as you can see here, I tried to just put some collars around them. So these are cantaloupes, and my idea was, since these are basically done by the mid-June, you can actually see here these strawberries. These are already forming into fruits. So anyway, so my idea was, when the strawberries go and then they start dying back, then the larger plants like the cantaloupe, you can hear the birds, that the cantaloupes and the watermelon would take over. But these are such, I don't know, sunlight hogs that they are totally crowding these out. So I might just actually have to replant these and find a more suitable place. But they're doing okay. I mean, you can see them there. And let's see if I can get you some, see. There's that watermelon plant right there. See how it's like, so this is totally not successful. I mean, the strawberries are doing great. I don't know if I had mentioned these strawberries, like I only had a patch like maybe 2 feet, and now it's like 15 feet. But I'm not complaining, you know, they produce really good, spread on their own. Yeah, just because they're older, they haven't stopped producing, so I'm really happy about it. Okay, there's some of my watermelon there. Like I said, they don't look like they're doing too good. All right, so the one there with the yellow flowers, that is a Brussels sprout. So that is something from last year. It didn't do very good, so I transplanted it. It is now going into seed, so I think I'm gonna harvest some of those seeds and try again. And you can see this beautiful plant here. It's just starting to have purple flowers. It is just gorgeous. But anyway, this is my sage plant. I don't know, it's basically as tall as my belly here. It is super tall. It's unfortunate too, because it's like the only thing I really use it in is stuffing. So this plant is way bigger than what I need. But you know, a lot of people like it's nice because I'll give away a lot of things, but a lot of people around here, they just don't cook with fresh herbs. So even if I wanted to give it away, a lot of people don't know what to do with it. So anyway, but it is a beautiful plant. It's doing great this year. It's going wild and super crazy. So anyway, and talk about super crazy plants. I have 2 varieties of onion here, as you can see. These also are going into seed. Well, they don't really go to seed. You can see here, they actually just form new clusters, and then these are kind of like the Egyptian walking onions, where they like just fall over and replant themselves. So I also give these plants away like every year. Like last year we gave it like 10 neighbors. Maybe this year I already gave away plants to 2 neighbors, the onions and the strawberries, because both of these, I'm not sure if you can see, both of them just want to go outside the borders and everything like that. So these things are just crazy, and then they get knocked over because my cat likes to lay down in them. So all right, moving on. So I'll explain first what's happening underneath the ground. So I basically just put cardboard or I don't know, just extra paper and stuff that's not glossy or too much ink and stuff like that. So I put that down as a weed barrier, and then this year we put down wood chips. Hopefully that works. I usually have really bad problems with weed control we're trying this, so hope it works. All right, so anyway, this is my cilantro there. It's doing pretty good. I used a little bit already. The plants definitely aren't big enough, but I'm thinking maybe I should get some more. I chose just nursery plants this year instead of seedlings. So if they seem a little big, they're usually older, or they basically they're transplants. So the people that start from seed, they're probably just beginning to seed their plants. So that's why these are so big. So anyway, there's dill back there. I've had my mint for a while. They're just not happy being transplants. I'm trying to keep them just in a little spot because they will go all over the place if you're not careful. And that's exactly what they did to me. So anyway, got a little section there. A couple years ago, I was feeling a little spicy and wanted a different kind of mint. So that's about, like I said, a couple years old. That's chocolate mint. You can see my lemon balm over there. So that's going all over the place. This is probably about a 3-year-old plant here, and you can see some of them didn't like being transplanted because they were going outside the border too. So anyway, so great for teas and things like that. If you're into just like a home medicine or whatever, these are great too. Back there, I don't know if you can see like those little plants right there. So those are all string beans, and the greatest plant in the world, in my opinion, this is my oregano plant. This is probably about 5 years old. It's so good. Oh my gosh, if you ever see a spicy variety of oregano, I actually kept the old tag on it. So if you ever see that, get that plant because it is excellent. Excellent sauces, whatever you want to put in it, it's awesome. All right, some more bean plants in the back. We have some sugar snap peas right there. They're not, I had to tie them up because they were just kind of sprawling all over the place. Let's see, we have some rosemary right there. And these little guys, they're celery. And let's see, you can hardly see these in the back. So we've got some cucumber there. One of my plants already failed, so I bought some more filler-inner plants. And my daughter, she just loves broccoli, so that's why we have a whole little section here. I love drying out my parsley and stuff, so we have 3 sets there. And I'm just gonna swing over here so you can just see this. So the back plants, they're all tomatoes. The front, okay, sorry about that, ran out of memory, had to delete a few things, but anyway, let's go back here. So I said there was tomatoes in the back, peppers in front, except for the one at the end. And so the tomatoes are doing pretty well. Some of them are flowering already. I have an initial stake right here. Later when they get to probably the crest of that, I'll restake it, see how they're doing, and because they can get as tall as I am. So anyway, and then for the peppers are doing very well too, and I was so happy. So as you can see there, we have our first little pepper here, and you can see this little guy right here. So there's a little pepper forming right there. So plenty of flowers. Here is some of our cayenne. So I'm not sure if you can see the little flowers on that guy. And all the tomato flowers here. We'll do a little shake here. Get that pollinated right away. And then here is our basil here right at the corner. This part really isn't a garden, but so anyway, this is very shaded. There's lots of trees back here. And so anyway, I decided to put my mulch pile back here just to make the space a little bit more productive. So I still have to turn that over. So basically that's kitchen kitchen scraps, yard waste, a little bit of dirt to start it, a little cardboard and paper or whatever. So that gets all ground up, and then eventually it gets back into the garden. And let's see, and I'll show you my nemesis right there, that poison ivy. I just try to kill them. I get bad reactions. So anyway, if you see something like that, beware. Okay, so we have some container gardens as well, and as you can see, so we have lettuce, and these are almost outgrowing the pot. I should have raised the soil level, but next time I'll know. So basically what I did is I put, because you know, good potting soil and good mix is very expensive, so nope, I'm like, no, for that is, why do the whole like 5-gallon bucket in it when you're only going to use like the first 3 levels. So anyway, basically what I did is I filled it up with branches and stuff for more drainage. I put some yard waste in the middle, and depending on like how I was doing, I would fill it in with more branches, and then the top layer, like the last 3 inches, was a good potting mix, which is I put some potting mix, humus from my own pile, as you can see, and some other stuff. So that's what's in these buckets here. So the lettuce is doing pretty good, and we have 4 containers of it. So different kinds of salad greens plus celery in the middle. I think they're getting too big, so we might have to transplant or start eating them. In these containers here, I tried to force some potato slips. My first time growing potatoes, I don't think I was very successful. I did end up buying some more stuff. I'm just going to give it a few more days to see if I see any growth. If not, I'm going to have to do the same and fill in the bottom, because since they were potatoes, I actually did fill it up with good dirt. Let's see, more radishes and things and that. And I was looking yesterday, and look at that. Look at that, people. Those are, I believe those are going to be my potatoes. So I might not plant anything more in that. And here is my extra plants here. So I gotta figure out where I'm gonna put these. So collard greens, eggplant here. I have some thyme, and what's this guy? Oh, something for the kitties. I got some catnip. So every now and then you get a happy accident. So this plant just rolled in. See, this is actually in the middle of our driveway, but I can't bear to pull it up. But anyway, I was doing some research and stuff. This plant has been here for about 6 years, and I believe it's a Veronica or a Speedwell, and this is just gorgeous. So I did take some clippings and I transplanted it, so now they're like kind of everywhere in our yard. But look at that. Those beautiful, and they'll go all throughout the plant. So that's one happy accident. And follow my side, my driveway crack. So there's some more. The sunlight is so intense, I'm having trouble filming here, but so anyway, here is another lucky invader here. So this is basically a replant from my front yard. I had to rip them up. So basically, more towards the end of summer, these will bloom. I believe these are Rose of Sharon here. One of my old neighbors, they ripped up a plant, and luckily their seeds came into our yard. So the invader that I had, I just ripped them up and repotted them here. So they have the most beautiful flowers, so I had to save them. All right, and then you can see this big bucket here. So I'll be selling my mom and dad's house pretty soon, and I'm trying to salvage all the plants and stuff and things that I loved when I was a little kid. So this was just some clippings from their lilac tree. You can see it's in a big bucket of water. I've had them in there for about a week, so they're doing pretty good. I think I still need some cloning, or not cloning, I know the product name is like Clonex or whatever, but rooting hormone. So you can see I have the containers all ready to go. But anyway, so I would like to transplant some of these. Okay, so I hope I have this right. I believe this is Virginia creeper, and as you can see, it kind of changes here into these little guys. They almost look like maple leaves, and I'm careful around here because we do have some poison ivy that does like to mix in with this. So anyway, if you see them, I tried to pull them or cut off their you can see that right there. I try to cut them off right away because even if they're even though they're beautiful plants, what they can do to your siding and stuff is they get underneath and they establish themselves and they rip off your siding. So it's not really fun to put your siding back. So anyway, that's that. Alright, as you can see here, here's our driveway and here's our house, and in between I have some transplants from my parents' house. So these are hostas. So this and some of the onions were like I would do gardening, and some people would give me some plants in exchange, you know. So anyway, so this was part of this. So this is probably something from 2015. So like I said, this was from my parents' house, and this one over here was from my parents' house, and then you'll see the difference between the ones that I took home and the ones that I took to my parents. Okay, so these are the plants that got established at my house right away. So you can see these gigantic guys. These guys are about thigh high here, and then we just have a couple more. Okay, so now we're moving on to the front of the house. So you can see this is my porch and our little walkway here. So we have just a little bit of row of chamomile here, and we have wild garlic. I really just haven't pulled them up. I just can't bear to do that. And here we go. This is just a weed. I don't know what it, but it had these beautiful white flowers, so I didn't want to disturb it too much. These little ones are tulips. Just got those for Mother's Day, and then I'm just replanting the bulbs there. But there you go. You can see more chamomile. Okay, so these are plants on our porch, and please forgive the little invasive plant there. We have lots of grapevine and stuff as well. So let's get that out of there. Yuck. So anyway, and that's my little one, and my husband's doing some repairs on the siding. Not from the plants, but from a windstorm. So anyway, so we have some cabbage, and again we have radishes and other things in there. Radishes and beets, I should say. So we have 4 of these containers there. Of course, the ones that are getting the most sunlight is doing the best.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have one. Yeah, that's right. We have one sad little, well, not sad, a little Gerber daisy there. We have a couple of these little birdhouses that basically they're just from the dollar store. We slather them up with peanut butter and put seeds all over them. The birds really love them. This is probably our 4th time filling these guys up. So we have a couple of these because our cat likes to hunt and stuff in the back. He hardly comes up in the front, so that's why these are up there. And then we have like a little rabbit and some decorations and carrots because this is our little carrot patch here. Now the larger growth there, oops, right there, that's from the droppings, the seed droppings from last year. That's why they're so established and stuff. But the seedlings and stuff, I'm not sure if you could, I try to do them in rows if you can see them. I think I have more weeds at this point than carrots, but to tell you the truth. But anyway, there's our little carrot patch. You can see there, it's that Rose of Sharon plant that invaded the front yard. Like I said, I can't bear to pull it out, and I'm not sure if you can see where that plant was established, so it was down in there. Alright, so this is our other side of the house, and this is where our gardens are ending here. So we have 2 types of corn here. So here is our bicolored corn. And our crawl space is open just a little bit. There's some mommy cat and some kittens. So we're making sure that they're up and out of there before we seal it really good. So we did take some pictures. I'll put some later. Alright, so we just have some yellow corn here, and our lavender is going crazy, so I'm gonna have to cut that back, and you can see that. So they smell awesome. You can cook with it, do whatever you like with the lavender. So, and they're just pretty and smell good. So anyway, let's move on. So we have a raspberry bush. This is probably about a couple years old. So it's just starting to have blooms and raspberries on it. I should probably get another plant to make it a much better yield. But anyway, and then these are new this year. So these are our 2 varieties of blueberries, and I got super excited because look it. So there you go. So I'm not really expecting anything until like next year or the year after. So that was it for our garden tour. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. All right, bye.